Greetings, humanoids of the internets! My name is Bob, and this is episode 126 of Journey into Space! I'm going to make one last attempt to try to adjust the orbit of the asteroid before I just give up and move on to something else. Which is, I think that having a polar spacecraft would be better than having a pusher. So I've got the little hooking claw down there. Hopefully I'll be able to pull it into an orbit that is, one, lower, and two, not all wonky. However, this may well blow up. I have not tested it. We shall see. A lot of lag, too. Throttle to not quite maximum. SAS on. In 3, 2, 1, go. Ooh, the lag. The lag. Give me. The lag is a thing. And the slowness is also a thing. I got some solid rocket boosters down here in the bottom, which I'll be jettisoning after a while. We'll see how that goes. It's a bit of an unorthodox design. Maybe an unsound design. Give me. Could be unsound. Really going slow. Barely lifted off the launch pad, in fact. Hopefully it'll pick up here in a minute. Or not. Okay, standing by for a solid rocket separation, which could have all sorts of unintended consequences. Seeing as how the solid rockets are right there in the middle of everything. In there. So we shall see what we shall see. Maybe explosions. Okay, well I've separated them. Are they not separating? Oh, they're still firing. Okay, interesting. How are they still firing if they're supposed to be out of fuel? Huh? Oh no, they're gone. Never mind. Okay, standing by for something, I think. I'm not sure what. Could be anything, really. There's some rather unusual behavior, which is this tank. Oh well, I was about to say this tank and this tank were draining simultaneously. There's some strange fuel behavior going on, put it that way. Strange fuel behavior. I'd have some of these cut off, I think. I need to make sure they all cut off before I jettison, because otherwise it'll go plowing into the spacecraft. So we've got 2 of them that are still functioning, 3 of them that are still functioning. Yeah, that's not good. Go ahead and jettison. That's no bueno. Go ahead and turn on the RCS. I don't know what the hell happened there. Nothing good. Okay. Come on. Okay. Totally not controllable. Not at all controllable. Which is going to be unfortunate because I really need to start these engines now. please. Need to start these engines now, please. Start these engines now, anytime. What the hell are all these weird sounds? I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea whether we're going to get to orbit. I have no idea about much of anything. Really. We're falling. In fact, we're falling. Alright, time for an abort. Are you ready to welcome this sprawling monstrosity into your life? Yes. It's bigger than a launch pad, actually. Okay. About there. SAS on. Yeah, sure this is gonna work. Absolutely. In 3, 2, 1. Yeah, buddy. It's actually like shaking the world. I mean, it's like the landscape around it is actually shaking. Acceleration's a little better than before. Of course, when I start detaching things are going to start blowing up. Pretty much. Pretty much, it's going to start blowing up. I can see epic fail in my future. Okay, standing by for first stage separation. Okay, no explosions yet. Some loss of acceleration. Still losing a little acceleration. Okay, it's starting to pick back up again. I don't know how the gravity turn is going to work. Could be interesting. After I'm done with this, I'm going to switch to something a little bit more sedate. You know, something not quite as lag-inducing. Okay. All systems remain nominal. Standing by for a second stage separation. Second stage separation. Second stage separation is good. Standing by for gravity turn. More speed would be good. Okay. Initiating gravity turn. Very carefully. Slowly and carefully. Not in any rush. Yeah, again we still have kind of a speed problem. Need to pick it up. Pick up the pace. Okay, now when I separate this next stage, it's going to be a little iffy because I'm going to have half as many engines still pushing quite a considerable weight, so remains to be seen how it's going to work. Standing by for stage separation. Stage separation is complete. Speed is remaining steady. What the hell is that sound? Why do you do that, dudes? Why do you do that? I'm actually gonna pivot up a little bit to compensate for the lack of thrust this last stage. Should be good enough. At least until we burn down some of this fuel. Okay, well this may take a while. Okay, the ship, the Stool Pusher 2, is in orbit. We're going to take a short break, and then we shall meet up at the asteroid, hopefully. So a little bit of fuel in there, not much, just a smidgen. But we should have plenty of fuel in all these tanks, and the main tanks here, and the nuclear engines, of course. And yes. Okay, this is interesting. I thought this asteroid disappeared. I think it actually did disappear for a time. Because I couldn't find it. But it's wherever it went, it's back now. So that's good. Okay, it appears I can no longer target the asteroid center of mass because of the vehicle already on it. So I'm just going to guesstimate and do what I can, pretty much. Do what I can, and if this fails to bring it to more reasonable angle and altitude, so screw it. Okay, it actually is targeting the center of mass of the asteroid for whatever reason. Okay, here we go. With any luck. Hope it's not going to break off those engines. And snagged. Okay, we're going to be looking at when we need to. First, I'm going to be worrying about the inclination, which is rather severe. No, don't want to target Ike. What am I looking for? The moon. The moon. That'll give me a good reference for what is equatorial. Nope, don't want nutcracker. This may take all the fuel I've got. I really don't know. It's all a mystery. It's one of those mysteries of the cosmos. Cosmos. Will Carl Sagan's estate be pissed off if I start a Cosmos series of those? Probably so. I might be pissed off because it may not be that much fun. And really that's much more important, isn't it? Okay, there you go. Now that's putting my apoapsis out there in the far reaches of space, but I don't really care. Of course, it remains to be seen whether we'll even be able to take this thing anywhere. Whoa! God damn it. All right, let's go ahead and... nope, not that. The brain. Where's the brain? That is not the brain. Where is the brain? I know I have a brain on this thing. Control from here. Okay, clear out menu. Thank you. Okay, well, we'll head over there and see what we can do, if anything. Okay, check this out right quick. Where's my indicator that shows that I'm recording? I don't have it. Okay, check this out. I'm apparently projecting light onto the surface of Kerbin. This is Kerbin over here. There's nothing else out here. I'm apparently projecting light through the asteroid onto the surface of Kerbin. Kind of unusual. I can't see anymore. Yeah, whatever. Okay, I'm not a masochist, so I'm going to give up on trying to change inclination because I was burning for like at least 3 minutes and barely made the progress bar budge. So I was able to stay on track a little bit better this time because I was pulling instead of pushing. But no, I'm not a masochist. I don't want to do this anymore. So what I'm going to do is instead I'm going to see what I can do about the altitude. I'm going to get up here and see if I can bring down the periapsis some, and then let's do the same thing for the apoapsis. So at least that even if any ship coming out here has to do funky inclination burn, at least they won't have to go out that far. So that's what I'm going to work on. Okay, I've got an almost circular orbit. Because I cheated at the Wiggly Waz, I actually have most of my fuel and RCS, well, half my RCS, most of my fuel left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this as a refueling depot. Let's see. Got to get my solar panels popped out over here. These panels are slow to withdraw. Okay, let's toggle them again. That should get them all, right? Okay, what we will do next is a question. It is a question. I could start loading up some more habitation modules, sort of fill out the whole Space City thing. I could bring up a Kethane storage facility, so I could store some Kethane there, and so I can refuel whatever vehicles may choose to come this way, and or I can just work on a space plane capable of getting up here, because it's still fairly up here, and it's still a pretty eccentric orbit, very eccentric orbit. I did get it sort of even out at 169 by 185, as versus being way out here. But it's still one it's still a very eccentric orbit, and two, it's still fairly far out. So getting a space plane, other than my big mama, my Ulysses space plane, that can take a reasonable number of folks up here and return them safely to terra firma, may be a little bit technical, but I think I might do that next time. I'm not sure. If you have a opinion as to which of those things I should do most readily, let me know. I will probably feel free to disregard your opinion, but I like to hear feedback on things that I could do, and who knows, I might actually do whatever it is you recommend. Not a sure thing, but I might, so. Okay, so that was a clusterfuck. I'm going to not be trying to move this thing anymore. It's just not worth it. It's just a pain in my ass. So I've got at least a lower orbit and a more regular orbit. It's still a very, very eccentric orbit. But c'est la vie. Let's get up here in the sunshine here real quick. Let's see what kind of views the tourists will get. Oh, very nice. It's still far enough away to get sort of a little bit of a deep space feel, but still close enough to be reasonable to get to, I think, except for the inclination burn. The inclination burn's a piece of shit. Fortunately, I'm really not going to be trying to straighten out the inclination of this thing, because it was like a 1,300 meter second burn, and moving this thing any direction at 1,300 meters second difference is just a lost cause. So I'm just not even going to go there. We're just going to assume that hey, it is where it is, just like real moons are where they are. So and so next time we will either, I have a space plane I've been testing. We'll either try to get a space plane up here to dock with it. I probably also need to send these guys home to free up a docking support right here. What should you got in that tank? I suppose you'd want to tell me, would you? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't care to tell me. Am I still oh, I have the F2 on. Yes, the F2. You guys are still virtually full. That's another thing I probably will do in the reasonable near future, is go ahead and undock these guys, send them home, and work on a space plane and add some more modules. Although this thing is awful laggy here. I may get rid of that and just put up a special purpose refueling module. But anyway, that Well, that is pretty kind of cool looking. It's a little sci-fi, but in any case, whichever the case may be, we shall take that up next time. And until next time, hasta la vista. Adios.